Hello guys, I don't know what happened. I was recording, I think. Um, I'm kind of drugged up from getting my wisdom teeth pulled out yesterday. They gave me Vicodin. Um, so yeah, I'm a little high on Vicodin. So don't do drugs, kids, children. Even though the only people who are gonna be watching this video really are my friends. No, I swam up. But yes, I'm kind of high on Vicodin. Ooh, I should eat so I don't die. So I'm a little absent-minded. I don't. I guess I'm just gonna start the video here because I thought I was recording 5 minutes ago. So I missed quite a bit, I guess, in this video. So what I want to tell you, inform you of, make you aware of, is that this circle, it has a radius of 24. This circle right here, this little hut, has a radius of 4. If you start here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, maybe it has a radius of 5, whatever. And the plan for this building is get rid of this completely. Like, make this non-existent. And then make this so that you have a giant half of a sphere, dome, whatever that word is, dome. Giant dome here, because I'm going to do circle diameter 48, circle diameter 48, the walkway is 12, and then back there, I'm going to have a dome with a circle radius of, the radius is going to be 48, so the diameter will be more than that. It will be 96, I think. Again, I'm not clear-headed right now. Hey, buddy. So right now I'm just filling this in, and yes, I know that there's a like, this is above the water and this is below the water. The plan is one, when we get red stairs, the junglewood stairs, I'm gonna put those here, or maybe sandstone stairs. I don't know. I'm gonna put some stairs there, and then this is going to be the walkway, and there's going to be farm or something. There's going to be something here. I don't know what, but something. I haven't quite decided which circle is going to be for what, but I will eventually. It's kind of whatever I need it for when it's done, is what I'll use it for. Oh, and hey buddy. No, not hey buddy, that. Just like that. Okay, so what do I want to talk to you guys about today? One, if you have any suggestions on how to make my videos more entertaining for you, please throw them out there. I am always open to suggestions. I would like my videos to be as entertaining as possible for you, because I like making people feel good and entertaining them, making them laugh. Those are things that make me happy. What? What? Oh, that's the smooth stone stuff. I don't really need spiderweb on my bar. Is it called spiderweb? String. Whatever. See, I've been playing this game for a year, and I kind of just call things, because I've never made an LP or anything before, so I just call things whatever I want to call them. So I always just called it spiderweb, but it is string. I'm gonna get rid of the dirt, by the way, but I'm going to build up probably. Do I want to build up 24 since how this has a radius of 24, or do I want to go up 48? I don't know. You guys tell me. How tall should the walls here be? Should they be 24 tall, 48 tall, some obscure number like 13 tall? 13's my favorite and lucky number. For those who don't know, that is why I'm always suggesting things should be 13. And after this video, I'm going to try and record another Atom Zombie Smasher and maybe a Darkness 2. It depends on when my parents wake up, because my microphone, it's a good mic, but it picks up every single noise in the background ever. So I can't really record when anyone's watching TV or, you know, walking around talking, because my computer is in the middle of, I guess we'll call it a sunroom. That's what we at my house call it, because it's just the room. It's right leading to my pool, so it's just very open, and the living room with the TV is right next to me. So there is no privacy while on the computer. I do kind of like the look of it with like the tiny little, it's like the amount of snow when there's snow on Minecraft ground. Like that's how high it is, so it just kind of looks like it's sandstone snow. If you are, you know, under the age of about 11, I would suggest you do not watch the library with Senior Spunky today. Just saying. And today I'm going to talk about books, because I love reading. Reading is one of my favorite things to do to pass time. This is gonna take a lot of blocks. Have to go destroy a desert. Oh wait, no I don't. I've got a sand generator. No, sugar. So my favorite book ever is called Swan Song. And it is about the world after nuclear apocalypse. And there are a few groups of survivors that the author, Mr. Robert McCammon, focuses on. There's the general and this kid. They are kind of the sick, sadistic freaks of the book. Then there is Sister, and in the beginning it is Sister and this crazy little guy that she finds after nuclear apocalypse. And then later in the book, because the book is split into two books, we will call them. The first book is, you know, life within the first few months after nuclear apocalypse, and the second book is, and this is all in one published book, but he calls them like book 1 and book 2. I'm trying to make sure people understand that it's not like you have to buy two books. And then the second book, part, whatever you want to call it, is 7 years after the bombs fell. And people have learned how to survive. They have little, like, colony type things going on. And I really like Robert McCammon's writing style, because sometimes I get kind of bored with one character, because all you hear in books is about the one main character. But in Swan Song, well, in all of McCammon's books, there isn't a main character. There are main groups. And he tells you what one group is doing, and then he moves on, and he tells you what the next group is doing. So you're never, like, too overloaded with just one person getting bored of them. You always have more things going on. I like that, personally. And another book by his that I have read, Swan Song is my all-time favorite book by anyone, and he is my favorite author, so all of his books are my favorites. But Swan Song is my favorite from him. And then another book I read is called Speaks the Nightbird. It's slightly less, how you want to say, supernatural. Like Swan Song, there are a few supernatural elements to it. But in another book called Speaks the Nightbird, it's more realistic, and it's about living in the U.S. in the 1800s, I believe, as the main character is a clerk for a magistrate, which means that he is in the office, like he's in the courtroom, while the magistrate, or judge, if you will, hears the case, and he writes down, Enderman, and he writes down what everyone says so that the judge can review it later. We have those now, but they're called, I don't know what they're called right now. Can't think of it. But they have the little typewriter in the court so that people can review it later. The jury can look at it and say, oh, he said this, he's changing his story, such as that. And I'm getting a text message. Why am I getting a text message? I hate you all. Yes, my friend Tyson, who suggested I do things for my video, said he will. Ooh, it's a party over there. It's a party in my tummy. That was one of the first concert I ever went to. Why are you here with a grass block? Where'd you get a grass block? Go away. The first concert I ever went to was Dick? I can't. I'm sorry that I'm just kind of out of it. Let me tell about the concert, and then I'll get back to books, because I said there's a party in my tummy and it reminded me. That is Yo Gabba Gabba, for those who don't know, and it's a child show about scary, creepy monsters. That's all I can really say. It's like total drug trip and just odd. But the first concert I ever went to was the Aquabats. And they are a bunch of like 30-year-old dudes that sing about high school and, like, you know, living life as like a teenager to 20-year-old. And they're silly songs. Like, one song is called Pizza Day, and it's about, like, the main person in the song is a guy who in school he always ate the school provided food. Obviously most of us do. And he misses it. He misses Pizza Day, which was Tuesday, I think. And it's a really silly band, but I like them. I like silly things, just they entertain me. Okay, anyways, back to books. because I know you all care about books. Oh, he left. After I read Swan Song was the first Robert McCammon book I read. Then it was Speaks the Nightbird, which is the one about the clerk, the judicial clerk. And he has to prove this woman that he falls in love with is not a witch, even though everyone in the town calls her a witch, and there's lots of evidence against her, and all this. Ah! I fell in. So that's a pretty good book. I got kind of bored with it. Like, there are times that I had to put that book down because it got a little boring, but it was a very good story. So, I don't know. It's a book that you don't really have to read it all at once because it'll always be there, and you don't have to remember every little bit. You can pick it up again, and there will be parts that you miss, of course, but you'll end up remembering them eventually. So I got bored of it after a little bit, and then it gets the center of the book is all story, and he's really like building up to a big ending. And it's a great ending, but the story takes so long. And he needs to have all that in there because it's kind of like a suspense, like, oh, who's the killer? But it does get kind of boring for me. Anyways, the book I'm reading now by Robert McCammon is his first book, and it is called Baal. It is about the demon Baal. For those of you who have not read the Old Testament of the Bible, Baal is the son of a demon and a human woman. He's kind of a psycho asshole. He is the Antichrist. And not like pretty much the Antichrist, like he literally is the Antichrist. And in the book, this demon rapes the woman in the like very first chapter. And she has a child, and the child never cries. He never does anything like a normal child. He just kind of sits and stares at people. Creepy and psychotic. I keep getting off track. I'm not gonna record a video until I'm, more lucid next time. But I'm halfway through this one, so I might as well finish it. So, Baal, after he's born, the husband of the woman who is raped, he's been taking care of her, but the baby has been driving him insane. So he tries to kill the baby. But the woman, being, a mother, she wants to protect her son, even though it's the Antichrist. She doesn't know this, but still. So she wants to protect her kid, so she kills her husband. And she goes to prison, and Baal goes to a boarding home, or an orphanage, whatever the word is. Goes to an orphanage, and there's my sand. Okay. I just want an entire inventory full of sandstone. And there he finds some children in which they're the weak-minded children who just do whatever he says. And he takes them under his wing, and he makes them crazy. And they kill everyone in the orphanage. I think that's enough sandstone for now. they kill everyone and move to the city. And that is, the first part of the book. And the book picks up like 20 or 30 years later when Baal is 30 and he's in the Middle East making his little believers. And there was a nun at the orphanage that Baal was sent to and then killed everyone at, that got murdered, and her ex-boyfriend feels that it is his fault that she's murdered because he chased her away, kind of. Or he left her, I apologize. And that's why she became a nun, because she felt that he was the love of her life, and if he doesn't want her, then who would want her? So she became a nun. She dies in the orphanage, obviously, I mentioned that. I keep misplacing. I'm never going to talk about books again. Or I'm not good at it. I'm not. And so anyways, the ex-boyfriend, he hears about these people in the Middle East, acting like crazies, and decides to go there, check it out, see what's happening in the world. And they kind of convert him to Baalism. I don't know what you would call it. Sadism. It's not really sadism, because it's the Antichrist. If you don't know, the Antichrist is always trying to overthrow his father, Satan. So when he creates a religion, it's not sadism, because he doesn't want people to follow his father. He wants people to follow him. But they never really have like a name for what the Antichrist's religion is. So I'm just going to call it Baalism. What is with these misplaced blocks? The server's kind of laggy. And so along with the ex-boyfriend, there is a priest and a journalist. And the three of them together go after Baal because they see him for the evil, crazy demon that he is. And they want to kill him and save the world. And it is an amazing book. It is Robert McCammon's first book. So his writing style, it's still there. He still talks about people in different groups. But the writing style is it's less developed than Swan Song, which is one of his newer books. Okay, so no more talking about books. There's not much I can talk about right now because I keep getting off topic. This is just a rambling on episode. I can talk about... What can I talk about? I really don't know. I can tell you about my life, pretty much. I went to a Catholic school for 9 years, kindergarten through 8th grade. And in Catholic school, people think that everyone's, uptight and crazy, which it's about half and half. Everyone at a Catholic school is sexually repressed because the parents keep them sheltered, and there's no talking about anything sexual. My house, I was watching softcore porn and movies when I was born. The first movie I ever watched was The Devil's Rejects. For those who haven't seen the movie, great movie, very violent, lots of tits. So, this is what I grew up on. So I'm kind of strange in the head. And at this Catholic school where everyone is sexually repressed, I was the poor kid, so I was not popular. people were fucking dicks. I need to eat bread. And I'm not saying this because I fucking want sympathy. Like, it made me who I am today. I like being me. I'm me. Like, I never try to do things to get other people's approval. Like, I'm me. Like me or don't like me, I could give a fuck less. Anyways, there were certain groups of kids. There were the stoners, just like at every school. There were the stoners, there were the preps, there were the jocks, and then there were kind of like the crazies a little bit. And the leader of the crazies was this kid. I'll tell you his real name, I don't give a fuck. His name was David Hacker. And this kid and I did not get along at all. And so the school, they made us take therapy together. Like, we had a school psychiatrist, I don't remember which it was, but it was this woman. And the school ordered us to take therapy so that we could stop disliking each other and just be friends. That didn't work out well. Damn it. This takes a lot of sandstone to build this shit. I'm gonna just, my sand generator breaks in 6 days. I need to sit there and just farm sand. Because it's gonna suck having to, go somewhere and dig up all the sand for my buildings. Oh, jeez. So, the kid David Hacker, he liked therapy because he was out of class. I liked class. I always have. I like learning. So I wasn't really a fan of that portion of it. And the therapist kept trying to get us to talk about our differences, and she wanted us to play board games, fucking Life. She wanted us to play Life, and Hacker loved that. He begged his mom because they had to get the parents to sign permission slips. And he begged his mom for her to sign it, and of course she did immediately because her son was getting picked on. I didn't pick on him. I just called him, crazy fuck, leave me alone, go away. Which, I guess. I guess that can be picking on someone. But I didn't like him. He was fucking weird. And he was perverted. And, I'm perverted, but he was I'll get to that story in a minute. Just remind me, even though you'll be watching this well after I'm done recording, so can't say anything. Ha. But my mom, she's because tuition to this school was $500 a month. So they wanted her to pay to have me skipping 2 classes, I think it was. It was 2 hours of the day. Skipping 2 classes to go to a fucking therapy session with a kid I hated. And I told her, no, this is not fucking happening. I'm not going to therapy so that David Hacker and I can get along. And I'll tell you why I didn't like him more later. So his mom signed almost immediately. My mom said no. And Mrs. Hacker, she came up to my mom and she told my mom, she's like, so I heard you haven't signed to have Tiernan go to therapy with my son yet. And my mom said, no, it's not that I haven't signed, it's that I'm not going to sign, it's not happening. And she said, well, I signed, so, they're gonna go, whether you sign or not. And this woman was fucking retarded, because no, both parents had to sign. Parents of both children had to sign and agree. And she was trying to, demand that my mom sign the paper so that we could go to therapy together so we could get along. And my My mom told her, she's like, okay, this is real life where you don't have to get along with everybody. You have to, work with everybody, but you do not have to get along. And that's my belief. This is how I was raised. You don't have to get along with everybody. You just have to be able to work with everybody. So, I may not like you. I may tell you directly to your face that I don't like you. I'm not big on talking behind people's backs. I tell you, I don't like you. But I will still work with you if need be. Anyways, so that was one thing. Hacker's crazy, and his mother is fucking control freak. This woman has 3 children right now. One of them is in high school. The other is like 8 or 9. It's a little girl. And she just had another kid. She's like 40 right now. She's had 13 miscarriages. Like, don't you think after about the 4th one, you'd be saying, hey, maybe I shouldn't be having kids? But no, she's fucking, like, popping them out. Well, trying to pop them out. Just 13 times they didn't pop out. Anyways, so reason why I didn't really like David Hacker. Crazy fucking pervert. He used to go into the school library and search up hentai animated porn. He always just typed in on the fucking search bar hentai or whatever the hell it's called. I just call it animated porn because that's what it is. And he somehow learned my login, because the login at that school was all the same. It was like, well, how did you log in? The username was your first initial and then your last name, and everybody knew everybody's name. And then the login was your password, which you had to say every time you checked out a book. Like, you had to say it out loud. So there was really no secrecy. So the kid figured out my login, everything, and he would start going on my account to look at his animated porn. And, oh no, that's not gonna happen. Because the library, they could look and say, like, oh, this is what this person has searched up. And I wasn't going to have, like, oh, you've been looking at animated porn on my record, because that's just fucking weird. And so I went to the principal. I said, hello, sister, because it was a Catholic school, so the principal was a nun. And I said, hey, I just wanted to talk to you really quick about David Hacker. And she goes, sure, what's up? And I said, he got my login and password and is now using it to look at animated porn in the library. And she goes, what? And I said, yeah, so I was just telling you this so that when you look at my history of searching and you see that there is animated porn there, yeah, that's him, not me. And you would think, like, the principal would say, well, how do I know that you're not just telling me this so that because you're looking at it and you want to get him in trouble? But the school staff had caught David Hacker jerking off. Like, honestly, his cock was out in the middle of the school library, just tugging it out. And you think, like, the first time this happened, they would, call his parents, suspend him, do something. First time it happened, they called his parents, and his parents said, no, that never happened. Our little child's an angel. He would never masturbate. That's below him. So the school didn't do anything because his parents said that their son wouldn't do that. Yeah. So the second time it happened, this happened multiple times. The second time it happened, they called the parents again and they said, "Okay, look, your son is doing this. Like I caught him. I watched him do this. Like walked around a corner, and there he was." And the hacker was suspended for a day. It was very odd. Like he was suspended. But he was there the next day, and the day that he was suspended, the school received a large sum of money, $15,000, and the next day, hacker was back, and no one knew how or why. And so this is why I didn't get along with the kid, just because he fucking got away with whatever he wanted because his parents had money. And then after that, they caught him multiple times, and each time the school would get a large sum of money. And nothing would happen. And it bothers me when people with cash can get away with whatever they want. But that's life. I'm going to tell one more story about Catholic school, and then I will cut the video and talk to you guys later. So another story, there were, as I said, everyone at Catholic school is sexually repressed. So, like these kids would spend hours of their day just jerking off. I don't know how to say that nicely. Like all day. And I know this because they would come up to me. They had competitions to see who could jerk off the most in one day. And one day this kid came up to me. I won't say his name because he kind of has like short man complex and he's a very hateful person. But if he ever watches this video, which I don't see happening, he'll know who it is. And he walked up to me and said, "Hey, I jerked off 9 times yesterday. What's your record?" I was like, whoa, no. Like, you do not tell people this. 1, that you're a compulsive masturbator. That's just fucking weird. And 2, what? Like, what? 9 times? I go twice and, like, I'm sore. 9 times? That is ridiculous. But, like, the kids, they would honestly have competitions. They would see who could jerk off the most in one day. And it was just ridiculous. So, those are my stories about Catholic school. It's a good place for education, but other than that, it sucks. Like, the people there, if you have money at a private school, you can get away with whatever you want. Because the school survives off tuition and donations, so therefore they kind of, any family that donates like a shit ton of money, they can't really kick the kid out because then they'll lose all the donations and tuition money. So if you have money at a private school, you can get away with whatever you want. And that bothers me. Like, that is the way of life. If you have money, you're good. You can pretty much do whatever you want. My wife, I think she might have drowned. She's face down in a pool. Dude, you're an actor. Like, I could act better than that if I was drunk. I'm talking about O.J. Simpson here. He didn't get away with that. Or, no, I never made that child touch my penis. And then pay the family $13 million. This is Michael Jackson, if you're wondering. He paid the family of the child that he allegedly raped $13 million not to take him to court. $13 million. And this was when he was no longer like the top of the charts and he didn't have a bunch of money. Like, he was in debt up to his eyeballs. So it's not like he just had the money to blow. One. Two, where's... I want to grab all this really quick. Two, people say, oh, well, he did that because he wanted to stay out of the spotlight. He didn't like, paparazzi. Dude, he's a fucking pop star. Like, you know what he does? He goes on stage and he has thousands of people staring at him. Like, this guy has no problem with being in the limelight, so that is fucking bullshit. Michael Jackson raped children, and then he paid the family money so that he didn't go to prison. That's what I'm trying to say. Actually, that's what I am saying. And it bothers me. That then he dies, and people are like, oh, well, he was a great person. Fuck you. No, he wasn't. Like, he was a fucking pedophile. And everyone just ignores the fact that he paid off the family not to take him to court. Or they make excuses like, he doesn't like being in the spotlight. Bullshit. He is a pop star. Like, that's what they do. They're in the spotlight. Tree. Maybe I should move my tree farm over there. Anyways. So that was a few rants today. Thank you guys for watching. I'll try to be more clear-headed next time I film. Unless you like this, just leave a comment, say, hey, you should definitely take some Vicodin before you film next time. But yeah, I'm gonna go lay down or something. I don't feel very well right now. Thank you guys for watching, and talk to you later.